Welcome to another edition of Filmmakers Focus. My name is Jill Colbert. Today we have a special treat. We're actually on a set. We're on the set of the video for Leela James, but we have the directors here, Coodie and Chike. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Sure, thanks for having us.
I'm just enjoying the set right now. I wanted to find out, how long have you guys been working together?
We've been working together for like almost 4 years, maybe almost.
No, I said like 3 years.
3 years?
Three. But we kicked it really like, we didn't really work together. We were just kind of kicking it. We're both really social, so we were really just partying together for like the first half a year, first year before we really even started working together. And then, yeah.
What's interesting is that, you know, two directors meet each other, you guys decide to work together. Do you ever have a little bit of imbalance, like, you know, somebody wants something more of this and you want something, because you both have to be visionaries?
No, we work with each other, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. Like, you know, he went to art school, so it's like he'd go there with it, like, bam, you know, and I'm from the street, so it's like, but how about we just bring it right to here, you know what I'm saying? So
we compromise. But
we
like the big thing too is the only reason why we started working with each other in the first place is because we had so much in common. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, so 9 times out of 10, we're on the same page. I mean, it's to the point to where he finishes, like, he'll finish my thought. If I'm thinking of something, he'll already be on top of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, so it makes it real easy. So like, if he's doing something, it's always going to be what I would have done, and vice versa. So it works out perfect. I think a lot of tag teams sometimes don't have that like camaraderie with each other, you know what I'm saying? And they don't have that same vision together too, you know what I mean? So
it's about 4
years,
years, you
like
guys.
brothers, huh?
I was gonna say you guys probably like brothers by now.
Yeah, it's like my older brother. I didn't have any brothers and sisters, so I was like my older brother.
I had all sisters, no brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I you know, got up with Chike because the Kanye footage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we was doing You Here First, and I'm like, you know, this girl named Yasmin. Tell about Yasmin.
Yeah, Yasmin, she was working upstairs at the time. I was on the 10th floor. She was at MTV upstairs in the news department, and they was doing the You Here First on Kanye, and they were appropriating the footage from Coodie, and he was helping them, you know, put it together and whatnot. So she just knew what I was trying to do since I was at MTV, and I wanted to direct music videos or whatnot, and she knew he was into directing, so she just figured I might as well introduce the two, and we've been kicking it since then, you know what I'm saying?
And what happened was, though, when Kanye had his accident, you know what I'm saying, I'm in L.A. filming, he getting his wires cut off his mouth, you know, we in the dentist's office, and then he was like, man, I hate the 3/4 inch screen. You know what I'm saying? I hate that look. I was like, yeah, that ain't the look. I'm like, maybe we should make our videos look like Polaroids. He was like, let's do a whole video like that. Yeah, let's do it. I'm like, we could put the documentary footage in it. He was like, yeah, but I was like this, dang. So how can we really make that happen? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was like, wait, Chike do graphics at MTV. Let's call Chike. So we called Chike. I'm thinking he was gonna play me off like, well, I'm a little busy right now, you know. But he was like, I'm gonna have some style frames for you tomorrow, and we gonna go from there. I'm like, bet. So he did that.
They guys just basically compliment each other.
Yeah. And everything, like if he wasn't shooting videos, it'd be the same way, just out of friendship. You know what I'm saying? That's just our relationship is like that. Period. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking at the set here, and I'm wondering, do you guys come up together with your treatment of what you want to shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Totally, definitely. Yeah, it's like he comes up with stuff, and I'll play off of that. I'll come with something, he'll play off of that. We usually, like, once we hit something, you know, once we think of an idea, he's always going to think of something good, you know, and I'm usually going to think of something good. So when we think of something, we don't try to, like, outdo that idea by thinking of something totally different. It'll be like, bam, that was dope. Let's build off of that. You know what I'm saying? So.
And what's the theme for this video?
Well, the whole theme is, like, we kind of wanted to, you know, the whole concept of a song is she's talking about bringing it back to when music, you know, when it used to be good soul music and nobody was disrespecting people and it just used to be fun. So we wanted to bring it back to that, literally.
The good old days.
The good old days. And we incorporate her into the story where she was a little kid and she used to always come by this little juke joint, her and her little best friend on their way home from school, and they would be peeking in here when they weren't supposed to because they wasn't old enough to come in, and they would just be in awe about all the action that was going on and just admire the fun that all the old people was having in the club with the performing and everything. And we have Leela, a young Leela, she just really takes on to the old man character who's playing the guitar. It's like that he like represents music, really. You know what I'm saying? He represents soul music, and she really just has a passion for that, which would lead her to her career or whatnot. But then when she comes back as an adult to the same neighborhood, it's not the same anymore. That soul is gone, but it's representing music. The soul is going from music.
What is it in your guys' videos that like what element that do you bring to it that's different from all the other videos that are out there?
It's like
Realism.
yeah.
We like to make stuff feel
catch
real.
reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I like
saying?
that,
Like
yeah.
like documentaries. Like when I was doing Kanye documentary, that's my thing. Movies and documentaries, TV shows. I kind of like fell in the video, so it's like So our videos we call music film, not music videos.
I like that.
Like we want to leave you with something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's much better than the norm of what you're seeing right now. I really look forward to this. Now going back individually before you guys met each other, one by one, starting with Coodie, what inspired you into filmmaking?
Okay, what inspired me? Well, actually, I started when I was like in 7th grade. My sister, she used to have this radio TV class, and my mother, like my sister, like real big girl, so my mother used to like seem like wanted me kind of around it, so to to keep the guys kind of off. Even though I was a little guy, I was 2 years younger, but she used to bring me up to the school, and I'd be around, and I'd see the cameras. I started playing with them. They was teaching me stuff. And like my freshman year orientation in high school, I'm on the camera at the orientation. So, you know what I'm saying? And I
Was
knew
it
I
one
had
of
a
the
love then.
first, not sight, but,
Yeah,
first try?
Yeah, definitely. So, I had it like I was doing that, but also I was stealing cars and doing all kinds of other stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like all over the place. And then after college, after I got kicked out of college and went to jail, then I started like getting more into it. I started doing stand-up comedy. I was on BET's Comic View, y'all don't know, like 2 seasons. So I started getting more into that and hosting this TV show called Channel Zero. Me and my man Daddy Sorge, he around here somewhere. Going in from there, you know what I'm saying, I started working with that camera. Like, let me see the camera. I started working because Danny was scared to film. Like, it was a big fight, and Danny got scared and put the camera down, grabbed the camera, like, yo, we got to get this. And that's a fight that kind of like everybody know, the Channel Zero fight. Snoop and Shaq, all y'all remember, y'all they know. But so that fight, and then I started working, and then that's the show. Kanye wanted to be on the show, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I'm gonna put Kanye on the show. But when I seen him, I was like, oh, I need to do more. I didn't need to just hit him with a camera and just follow him. His tracks was crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was charismatic and just a cool dude. So I started like putting the camera on him and led up to me meeting Chike. I was doing Through the Wire and all of them. And I got a passion for film also because I love like old movies like Claudine and Sparkles.
Has any director inspired you? Have you ever looked at someone's work?
Oh yeah, Sidney Poitier definitely. Out the door. Sidney Poitier. That's my man. And also like Bill Cosby, even though he wasn't a filmmaker, but Bill Cosby. Like the movie actually that really got me to doing this really was JoJo Dancing. And that's what made me start doing comedy and getting really into all of that. And I didn't know that Richard Pryor actually directed and produced JoJo Dancer. So that's the movie that really got me. And that's about it.
Wow.
Eyes on
The rest
and
is
on
history.
and keep moving right.
And Chike, what about you?
Me,
What
like-
inspired you?
I don't know, like when I was young, my aunt used to take me to the movies to go see like a lot of foreign films, and so it was kind of cool because it was just a lot of other stuff that I was watching. It was real creative. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid. I was like I would draw, but I also was like any other kid. I was trying to get to the NBA. Like my whole thing was basketball. My mother would always try to make me go to art school, so that and try to you got to do something else. She knew I was talented in art, so she'd always try to get me to go to art school. I just wanted to hoop. So she'd be like, all right, if you want to hoop, you got to go to art school for like part of the summer, and then you can go to sports camp the second part. So really bad. And sure enough, like my sophomore year, I fractured my back playing basketball. So I messed up like a lot of my opportunities to take that further.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that great neither. So.
Nah, I was good. And so then I decided to fall back on my art. You know what I'm saying? But it was perfect, and I wound up going like Rhode Island School of Art Design for this summer program my junior year. And but I was really just started thinking about architecture. Like I was into architecture at the time. Yeah, so I was studying architecture there, and then.
But that comes in handy when you're looking at the set. And
it's
how
cool
you
to
want
learn. I know how to see my space, like when I'm looking at interiors and whatnot. And it's all the same thing. It's all design. It's all shapes. It's all images, photography. It's all the same thing. And I mean that's how at least my approach to it. And so then I wound up going to art school. But in the interim, I was always like filming like events. Like I just had a thing for filming like weddings and anything with the home. Yeah, I was filming. We had a little camcorder. My mother used to have all the old 8mm reels, and I used to watch all the films when they was a little kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, old stuff. She said, and then and so when I got to college, I dropped architecture and I wound up getting into like computer, Toy Story and stuff would come at the time. So I was into like that 3D
Animation.
stuff. Yeah, so I started really. I went to school because of that and for computer art, and so I really started. But then they started showing me these things like motion graphics, where they started combining like graphic design with video and film, and I was like, damn, that's dope. I want to be able to take film to the next level like that. So I started doing motion graphics, and one thing led to another. You know what I mean? And I wound up double majoring in like film and computer art. And then I dropped the film because we wasn't shooting enough film, and we were shooting more film and computer art, so I just focused on computer art. And then wound up getting a job with MTV pretty much right out of school, out of college. And I was up there producing and directing and designing all the packaging for the different shows. And the producers would come to me and tell me the concept of their show. Then I'd shoot like the 5-15-second opens for the different shows, and all the graphics incorporated within the show, and transitions and all that stuff. And that's what I really learned a lot about, like directing, really. You know what I'm saying? And just business too. Being in MTV, how to network.
How important is business in entertainment?
It's very important. It's all business, really. Like, it's really a lot of business. There's a lot of politics involved, and it's just about really, being able to work with people. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a sociable person to be a director. I feel to be a good director. I think.
Out of all the artists that you guys have worked with, is there anyone in particular that you just enjoy being around because they're sociable and easy to go with the treatment and the design that you guys have set for them?
Like
Crooner was mad
Most
cool.
Def was. I thought Most Def was the coolest, and he was definitely cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then Crooner, this last album
Crooner.
we did, we just really bonded.
See,
with him.
Crooner he was the artist that we like kicked it with right after this thing. We was kicking it the whole time, but he's just crazy cool. He on Warner Brothers. Like before we did this video, we did Crooner. So,
But we usually have a good different, like we usually bond with most of the artists. Like when we did Pitbull, we went to Calle Ocho, same thing. He showed us so much love, and even it carried over. Like when he came to New York after we already shot the video, we kicked it with him and kept a dialogue. So it's like, I think
and Kanye, of course, but I came up with Kanye,
Right,
so
right.
it's like different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like brothers.
What advice would you give to young filmmakers who are looking at you and aspiring to be in your position? What would you tell them to focus on?
I know I'd tell them to just pick up a camera. You know what I'm saying? Just get to shooting, like, just pick up and film whatever, you know what I'm saying? Film your mama, your daddy, whoever, and start doing that, like, start capturing reality, I think, but I
think it's really, you just focus on that Nike slogan that says, just do it. Like, that's the only thing I can really tell. I mean, I've been like that since a shorty. I know he's like that. It's like, it takes a person that's not the type of person to wait for something to happen. Like, I've never been the type of person to wait. I've always fed off of negativity, somebody telling me that I couldn't do something, that made me do it more. Show improve. I'm big on competition. I thrive off of it. I think it takes a person just like, you just got to do it. Don't wait for somebody to give it to you. You got to take the opportunity and make people see that you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
And the key thing too is to definitely to believe. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe in what you're doing. Like, period. There's no other. If you don't believe, nobody else
in
will.
This industry before you got to this point?
Since right out of college I was in it. You know what I'm saying?
Years.
I thrown right into the dogs at MTV right out of college, and I said that was that long ago. But I mean, even in college we was doing it. Even in college we was filming, trying to make our mark. You know what I'm saying? So we've been in it since then, and it's still the same. It's the same as college stuff. It's just a different level. It's just a little bit more politics, but the creativity and concepts is still the same. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the main thing is to stay true to yourself and what you believe. You know what I'm saying? And like have a vision. If you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the main thing I could tell the cats is like, don't try to emulate somebody else. I mean, definitely have like the people that you look up to or whatnot. But like take a bit from here and there, but form your own style at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And then build upon that. Like I think that'll make it look,
And be yourself, like too. Like be yourself. Don't try to be nothing you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to meet with big execs, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in the meeting like me. I'm not, I'm not in there like, trying to be nothing different because they believe me. They see right through that, I think.
Right. You mentioned that you have to be yourself, especially go to see these executives, and I can only imagine that when you guys first began, there had to be a little bit of intimidation going into these offices and presenting yourself.
I mean, they tried to set it up for that. You know what I'm saying? They tried to, look, we go in, you're going to do this, and then do that. If they say this, then you say that. And then, you know, they was trying to do that, and that'll make somebody nervous.
Did you remember any of that once you got in there?
No, we like, man, we going in there. If they like us, they like us. If they don't, they don't.
We do our
Because,
thing.
you know,
It's whatever.
as long as God like me, I'm
about
straight.
It, you know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I'm saying? As long as I'm good with God and my mama and them, I'm straight.
And one thing too is like stay positive and always have positive people around you. If you got any negative people around you, any negative energy, like they go for the birds.
Exactly.
Like leave that away. You just want to keep positivity, not positivity like yes men, but just positive people that are like uplifting for you, and then you encourage them and they encourage you. That's the problem with a lot of people today is they got a lot of haters out there that want to hold you down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can't have no time to have them type of people around you. You know what I mean? You need people that are there to support you, and then you got to be willing to support other people as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What has been your guys' biggest obstacle working together on any given video shoot?
I should be going smooth.
yeah,
I say if we have only obstacle we probably have is
is
working
the
with the label, like and trying to you know be creative and then having to lead a label likes to water stuff down a lot. So it's like hard, especially in like hip hop and R&B. They want to like make things real simple. You know what I mean? We like to be abstract and creative. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the biggest thing that we have to go with. You know what I'm saying? This is our super producer right here, Kareem Johnson.
What up? What up? What up?
AKA Papa Bear, AKA Super
God.
Pro.
Yeah.
But like really, you know, he's responsible for like making sure we get what we need, but making it work within the budget. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like a lot of stuff. You know, if it wasn't for him hustling and making these relationships out there, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't be able to do. Like all the big lights and stuff we got there, he was, you know, was able to get that steady on we shooting on. You know, he got that for us.
We're
you know
picked
what I'm
to
saying?
be
You're kind of like the
but
one
he'll
who's
get
fighting the
them.
battles.
He fights our battles.
Yeah,
He's
fight
the
that-
bad. He
fight
makes
that
sure that
battle.
we shooting on time. Like every shot we trying to do, he makes sure that we following our schedule. And you know what
And he
I'm
woke us up this morning. The whole nine. Like literally like, get up.
I just saying like a lot of times I know like cats be focusing on the director and it's about the director, this and that, but like